What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Creatively Driven Podcast. My name is Joshua McKenzie, and in this podcast, we talk about anything that inspires us creatively, be that through art, music, video, photography. The world is your oyster when it comes to creative outlets, I feel. And today we're going to talk about the emotional power of sound and music in creative work. So when I say that, I immediately gravitate towards video and piecing together a video. I get out from shooting, I offload all my footage, I bring it into my editing software, and I kind of have an idea of where I'm going. I'm also the type of person where, depending on the project, I will look for the music ahead of time. A lot of people probably actually do it all the time, so it could be something for me to take from everything. But I normally like to get in there, kind of feel the vibe of the way that things were that day, and kind of go from there. So from there, I can take a look for some songs, and I want something that's going to really stand out. To me, it has to, give some emphasis to the vibe and the environment of that day that things were shot. And I've definitely spent some time trying to find like the right song for something before. And I can't recall which one it was, but there was one where it took a while and it was something just wasn't quite jiving. And usually I can pick things up pretty fast. I'm a person who, if I've heard something, that familiarity is there. Say, AC/DC, Hell's Bells, and Metallica's For Whom the Bell Tolls, for instance. Obviously, in those songs, you're going to have to wait just a little bit longer because once it gets past the original bells, you're going to have to wait for the Metallica, like the guitar drop in or the other bells that come in on Hell's Bells, along with old Angus and his lead line. But I find with a lot of music that I know, I can pick it up within the first couple seconds of hearing it. You kind of just know, maybe it's something I've developed over the years. I've got the ear for it, but I can usually pick it up pretty fast. So to me, if you're able to get a song that does the same thing, that resonates with what you've created and is able to help describe the way you're feeling and that story is in front of people, I think that is going to be probably the best way for things to go down. I think of sound design too. Say I'm shooting a car video and there's action going on, but there's no sound, and there's not those little bit of details. Say you're shooting from the outside, but you also have access to inside stuff. You're going to want to try and capture sounds of, say, like the car shifting or, tires chirping a little bit as they go around the corner at high G-force. There's a lot of different things that are going to help build layers upon layers to help tell your story, to help be descriptive without using words. Sounds tell a story as well. And to be able to try and get everything together, it's going to take more work for sure, but I think that's something that is going to really put you ahead of a lot of other people. And if you're in the creative space nowadays, there's so many creators. The whole industry now it's full of a lot of people that want to live the dream of capturing things and being able to tell a story. And there are some phenomenal creators out there, and if a guy didn't like competition, there could be a lot of people that don't want to continue, but people like myself, I do it for the love of creating, for the love of bringing a vision to fruition and just telling a story. So for music can evoke a lot of emotions and a lot of the ways that people are feeling, really, whether they know it or not. But it can significantly influence the creative process in which things are made. I feel that, I don't know, music just really, it sticks with me. You know, it kind of touches certain parts of your brain that you can relate to. If you're able to try and tie in the way that something makes you feel through music into your creative work, I feel that that is going to help get people more engaged with your work and kind of get them more on board with your work and your creative journey. And they may be able to get behind you easier on things, knowing that you are able to express things the way that you're feeling them, because you don't get to use your words when it comes to creating a video. You get to use your movements, your motions, your whole visual interpretation of how you're feeling. You have to convey your story with the use of visuals and sounds to other people. The way that music and some sounds can really help people focus and concentrate on things as well, that really does play a big part in storytelling. I say a lot of this with video in mind, obviously. You can't really have music with photos, although I guess if you wanted to think of like social media and reels or whatnot, you can add music to help tie in your your collective pictures. But having something that's going to really pull you in, some movie scenes that get really intense where things get super quiet and you hear like things ticking, or it really slows down and it really drags you in that moment. Obviously the visuals have to be quite captivating to really get you into that trance. But people are going to go through that effort to try and get you into that trance, to really convey that story, to be able to make you feel how other people were feeling when they wrote that and when they scripted it and when, you know, they went ahead with that plan. Some of the music and sounds can really help tie that message together. Same as motivating music. I find if you have the right video that has a bit of a compelling nature, the right song and the right footage, I feel those two are really going to go hand in hand. Sorry. I feel they're really going to go hand in hand in showing you what this person is going through. The motivating music is going to help emphasize what they're going through and enhance that relatability to the viewer and be able for them to see things and feel it the way that, again, somebody has designed that, somebody has thought about it and tried to put it out there. The more we're able to be open-minded in these creative outlets, and even just when viewing them, the more open-minded I feel you are, the more you're going to be susceptible to seeing things the way that they were intended to be. I know that short-form content is actually, you know what? I'm going to shoot myself in the foot on that one, because I know that there is some short-form content that can be very motivational and very inspiring. And again, that's all with the work that the people who are creating it are able to put out in the end. But I think that in the end, trying to find something that is going to motivate others through sound and music as well as visuals, if you can tie all those together, I get moved by it, honestly. I find those things and it makes me want to do more. It makes me want to create more. It makes me want to feel the way that the people in the video are feeling, or at least get myself in that frame of mind where, I don't know, visuals just tell a story. They tug on my heartstrings. And I feel that if somebody is able to do that and make you feel a certain way, you don't have to really even say anything more, honestly. I think that that's what we're all after as creators, is to make people feel the way that we feel when we think about these things. And that's the biggest challenge, is putting it all together and tying it in with the power of sound and music. If you have anything that you have seen that has inspired you or compelled you to do something, drop it in the comments. Let me know what piece of content you have seen in the span of your life, whichever it was. Say if it was a music video, I want to know about it. I want to hear about it. And I want you to tell me what it was, how it made you feel, and if you acted on it, or if it was just something that you saw, you thought that was really cool, but that was all you got from it. I still want to know if you have seen something and you really took something away from it and it made you feel a certain way. I want to know in the comments, please. Having said that, I am still inspired and motivated to create things, and I actually have some more things that I'm working on right now, so I need to be inspired as well to continue with my journey of finishing what I've started. So I thank you guys for tagging along and listening to my rambles and my shenanigans. Subscribe for more Creative Fire. Thank you for following me on whatever platforms you choose to follow me on, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks.